Iran just issued a kill list. Not for soldiers, not for military bases, for Apple, Google, Microsoft, Nvidia, Tesla, 18 of the biggest companies on Earth. Deadline, 8 p.m. tonight. And the question nobody in the mainstream media is asking is this: why did it take Iran this long to figure out what China and North Korea figured out decades ago? Stay till the end, because the answer will change how you see Silicon Valley forever. On March 31, 2026, Iran's IRGC published a list through their official outlet, Sepah News. 18 American companies, named, targeted, deadline given: Cisco, HP, Intel, Oracle, Microsoft, Apple, Google, Meta, IBM, Dell, Palantir, Nvidia, JP Morgan Chase, Tesla, General Electric, Boeing, Spire Solutions, and UAE AI firm G42. The IRGC's message was blunt. These companies should expect the destruction of their respective units in exchange for each terror act in Iran, starting from 8 p.m. Tehran time on Wednesday, April 1st. Employees were told to leave their workplaces immediately. Civilians within 1 kilometre of these facilities. Evacuate now. This is not a threat against soldiers. This is a declaration that Silicon Valley is a weapon of war. And Iran just proved it. Here is what CNN will not tell you. Iran did not reach this conclusion because of ideology. They reached it because of evidence. Intelligence analysts report that Mossad had access to electronic devices owned by Iran's inner circle for nearly 2 decades. They also had access to nearby mobile communications towers. This allowed them to monitor patterns of life, deny cell signals, and time precision strikes down to the minute. The CIA tracked Iran's supreme leader for months. US MQ-9 Reaper drones circled over Tehran and Shiraz. The series of high-profile decapitation strikes that killed IRGC commanders and Hezbollah leadership are increasingly viewed by analysts not as Mossad genius, but as the result of a massive American technical surveillance architecture, cloud computing, AI pattern recognition, facial recognition, geolocation. The IRGC stated it directly. The key element in designing and implementing these assassinations are American ICT and AI companies. Think about what that means. Every time an Iranian general used a smartphone, Google's infrastructure logged the signal. Every time a nuclear scientist drove to work, GPS data moved through American-controlled networks. Every time a meeting happened inside a Tehran government building, cloud-based metadata told the entire story. These were not just tech companies. They were the targeting system. Now, here is the question that should make you angry. Why did Iran take this long? China figured this out 25 years ago. An Associated Press investigation found that American tech companies, to a large degree, designed and built China's surveillance state, playing a far greater role in enabling human rights abuses than previously known. China watched that happen, and then China did something about it. Chinese authorities instructed domestic companies to halt the use of cybersecurity software from over a dozen US and Israeli firms, including VMware, Palo Alto Networks, and Fortinet, citing national security concerns, warning the software could collect sensitive data and transmit it overseas. Organizations were ordered to identify all American cybersecurity products and replace them with domestic alternatives by the first half of 2026. China built Huawei. China built its own cloud. China built the Great Firewall. Not because they hate technology, but because they understood that American technology is American intelligence. And North Korea? Kim Jong-un banned American tech from day one. No Google, no Apple, no Microsoft cloud servers sitting inside North Korean government buildings. They built an internal intranet called Kwangmyong, completely isolated from the American internet. Reckless? The West called it backward. But ask yourself, how many North Korean generals has Mossad assassinated using geolocation data? 0. How many North Korean nuclear scientists have been killed by AI-targeted drone strikes? 0. The so-called crazy dictator they mocked on CNN turned out to be the only leader who understood the digital battlefield from the very beginning. Iran trusted American tech, and their generals are dead. Now, let us talk about how precise this got. In 2020, Mossad smuggled a 1-ton remote-controlled machine gun into Iran. Piece by piece. Over 8 months. They assembled it inside a pickup truck, operated it by satellite, and killed Iran's top nuclear scientist Mohsen Fakhrizadeh while minimizing risk to his wife, who was sitting right beside him. Israeli analysts concluded his death alone extended the time Iran needed to develop a nuclear capability from 3.5 months to 2 years. 1 assassination, 2 years of delay. But how did they find him? How did they track his routes, his schedule, his car? Integrated human intelligence combined with ubiquitous technical surveillance. The same architecture underpinning American cloud and AI infrastructure deployed across the Middle East. And it kept accelerating. By June 2025, Israeli airstrikes killed multiple nuclear scientists in a single operation, including Fereydun Abbasi Davani, former head of Iran's Atomic Energy Organization, Mohammad Mediteranchi, Ahmad Reza Zolfagari, and Abdulhamid Minucher. Not 1, not 2. A mass execution of an entire generation of Iran's scientific leadership. And Russia? Russia has been watching. Russia has been moving off American cloud infrastructure, building domestic tech ecosystems and sanctioning Western platforms since 2014, slowly but deliberately. The pattern is clear. Every nation that wants actual sovereignty has to first answer one question. Who owns your data? So today, Iran names 18 companies as legitimate military targets. The Western media will call it terrorism. But step back and ask, if a foreign company's technology was used to track, locate, and assassinate your country's military leadership, what would you call it? China called it a national security threat and banned them. North Korea never let them in. Russia is removing them. Iran trusted them and paid in blood. The story behind the story? Silicon Valley is not just a tech industry. It is the world's most powerful intelligence infrastructure, and every government that did not realize that is now paying the price. Share this before they take it down. Follow us for the story behind the story.